A duality, a double-edged sword. The Gemini twins inside oneself, argumentative. The ever-spurring Ouroboros chasing one's tail decisively indecisive. About the mundane or the life-sculpting. It matters not the gravity of the decision, because either eludes me. The infinite beautiful stagnation that can only be born from the uninvited plus one inside all of us, whose sole purpose is to halt the evolution of oneself for just one more day in hopes of putting that once seizable world-changing moment just out of one's grasp. This bitter best friend, whose boundless wisdom beyond reproach with an Olympian detachment from the consequence its wisdom imposes, is just trying to help. Heed not this voice, believe in yourself. To be truly great is but a mere choice. Yeah. This one is more about the, well, in the beginning, how I say a duality, a double-edged sword, the Gemini twins inside oneself, argumentative. I'm talking about me fighting with myself about what to do, or about just whether I can do something, whether I believe in myself or not. Like the just the constant fighting of whether I can do, the constant second guessing of whether I can do something or not, and just how it ultimately leads to not doing anything at all. Whether you're it's about making two decisions, but because I'm fighting with myself so much, neither decision gets backed. I make no move, which is why I say it matters not the gravity of the decision, because either eludes me. The infinite beautiful stagnation ultimately leads to stagnation. If you're not decisive, if you don't make a choice in what you're going to do, then, I mean, that's a given. You're just not going to get anything done. You're not going to progress. You're not going to do anything. And also, where I say that could only be born from the uninvited plus one. That's just that voice in the back of your head. Or that could just be anybody trying to hold you back in general. Like, even if it is yourself, just you, just any adherence to what you're trying to accomplish is the uninvited plus one. And I say, inside all of us, whose sole purpose is to halt the evolution of oneself for just one more day in hopes of putting that once seizable world-changing moment just out of one's grasp. That's just the missed opportunities that could result in your stagnation. Like, there's so many opportunities I've missed over the course of my life from me stagnating. And I use that word a lot. Well, I use it only once in the poem, but I'm using it a lot here because it's profound when it comes to all this. Like, it's not something you want to do, and just you have to seize whatever. You have to be able to be decisive in whatever you're going to do, whether you're not sure about the decision or not. If you waste all your time contemplating it, then it's nothing is going to get done, and it'll just be one more missed opportunity, one more, chalk it up as one more regret in your life. And I just have zero room for any of those anymore. And just that's why I say, and yes, right here, actually, before I get to where I'm talking about being great is just another decision, like, you can choose to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you have to be good at something, I'm not even that, just not even being great at something, just making the decision to do anything, like, and just excel at it, or try to, at least just the attempt to excel at something, like anything. Just, it makes worlds and worlds of difference, man. And but I say, before that, this bitter best friend whose boundless wisdom beyond reproach, with an Olympian detachment from the consequence its wisdom imposes, is just trying to help. Everybody's heard that at one point in time or another. I'm just trying to help, and honestly, that person, and don't get me wrong, Mom, this has nothing to do with you. I know whenever you say you're just trying to help, you are genuinely trying to help. I'm talking about that friend or somebody that doesn't really give one shit about you, that says I'm just trying to help, but really they just their sole purpose is just to hold you back. And I've had a lot of people like that in my day, and I'm sure a lot of you have. And you have to just completely ignore that person or that voice inside of your head. Like, just dump that person. Fuck people like that, man. Don't. I got zero time for somebody telling me I can't accomplish something, because I can, if I actually feel like it. I can accomplish more than a lot of people if I feel like it. It's just whether I feel like not being trash, which, as up until now, I must have felt like being trash for quite some time, because that's what I've been. It's real. It sucks, but it's real. And just how I say that Olympian detachment, that's exactly what it is. When I say Olympian, I mean how Zeus and all the Greek gods and stuff like that just were completely detached from humanity. They didn't care. In mythology, they're not. They're myth. But just in the Odyssey, they just don't care about mankind at all. So I use the word Olympian there, because I feel like it serves the best purpose in saying one doesn't care. Because if you have someone like that in your life, that's what they are. They don't care about you. They just don't want to see you flourish. They don't want to say it. I hate it, but and it sucks that this is the way the world is, but man, people are holding down their fellow man. Like, lift up your fellow man. I said this to a buddy yesterday, because he was telling me about how my poetry was really good and shit, and I just thanked him a lot, because a lot of people don't do that. Whether my poetry's good or not, people don't like to admit shit like that. And I could see where people wouldn't want to admit that about me. I've been a douche back in the day, so I could see where someone would rather choke than saying my poetry's good. I get it, but that's, well, and that's why those people, whether nobody's said anything bad about it. I mean, yeah, I don't see how you really could. It's not bad, but just if there was, that person is of zero consequence to what I'm trying to do with myself, and just they shouldn't be of any consequence to you. Even if it's a spouse, even if it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, like if they're trying to hold you back because they're afraid if you fly too high, you're gonna leave them. Fuck those people. And it's usually men that do that, and it sucks. Like, if you're a dude and you're fucking shitting on your old lady just because you're afraid of what'll happen, like, you're afraid she'll leave you, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're the biggest kind of piece of shit. I hate dudes like you. Just leave any kind of man like that, man. Like, I've never been a real jealous person or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, whenever I was younger, I worried about stuff like that, but I never made attempts to hold my girlfriend's back or anything like that. I never would. In fact, I tried to convince one to leave me because I was no good, not because I didn't want to be with her. I just wasn't any good. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect human being. I'm just saying let people excel if they excel. Don't hold people back. If you're holding people back, you suck, man. Like, you really do. You suck. And you need to get a hold of yourself, because that's not... It's 2020 now. Like, I have a feeling there's gonna be a fucking rapture soon or something like that. So you might want to take your own inventory, man, because that's not the way to be, man. Lift your fellow brothers and sisters up. Like, help your girlfriend do something she is passionate about. Help her. If you're afraid of her, if she wants to get a job and you're afraid of her getting a job because she won't need you as much, like, don't be trash like that. Let her get a job. Let her go to school. Pay for her school if you got the money. Do something. I can't say from that standpoint. I've supported maybe 2 girlfriends for out of so many relationships, I've supported 2, so I can't really judge when it comes to that. Not because I didn't want to or anything like that. I just a lot of time wasn't in a position to. But if you are in a position, help them out. And that's not to say a woman can't do the same thing either, man. Like, we're all about equality now. If you're the breadwinner and your man wants to go and do something, or is really creative about something, like really creative and good at something, and you're in a position to help him, and just help anybody, man. Help. If you see somebody trying to do something, you don't have to help them if you're not associated with them, but sure as fuck don't hold them back. Like, we're past that now, man. Let's lift each other up. But that's essentially what it's about. The very last little bit here says, heed not this voice and believe in yourself. To be truly great is but a mere choice. And oh fuck, I threw my shit in the trash. But it truly is, man. Like, I'm not saying I'm great or anything like that. I'm just saying you can make the decision to try to be. Anybody can. Anybody can do anything. Anybody can attempt to do anything they want. And don't trash your friends' dreams. Not saying anybody's doing that to me. I'm just saying in general, because especially young people, man. Like, yeah, like you teenagers and shit like that, early 20s, whatever. You guys are dicks to each other. Like, whenever someone's passionate about something, you act like it's not cool to be passionate about something. Like, you need to cut that shit out and quit bullying each other, man. But that's really all it's about today. I'm at 15 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this. I rambled a lot on this one, but yeah, I'll have one tomorrow. Everybody have a good day. God bless.